Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain, back for some more Elder Scrolls Online. Alright, so the last video we left off, in case you did skip that one, we were just doing a bunch of side quests. We've cleared up a little bit of the map here. Now we're just going to head over to Hosen's Folly, where we got some information about the quest. That was where our guard captain had sent us right when we had woken up. And she wanted us to report to her sergeant. We went to the sergeant and they had said basically grab a disguise and head on in. Did not yet get the disguise. So we're just going to head over there now, pick up that disguise and jump right in. Yeah, for these main story quests, I will be skipping a lot of the collections for you guys. That way you're able to watch the zone quest line and watch it progress without having to watch, 30 minutes of me running around picking up items. Although items like these, I'm still going to stop up and pick up. So this is the person that we talked to, Sergeant Singh, and this was the guy that she killed and said he had a disguise. Now, one thing I love about this quest so much is when you equip the disguise, one, it gets rid of any polymorphs that you have in yourself or skin colors, which is why we kind of changed our skin tone there. But it makes a lot of people that are normally aggressive towards you passive based on what type of disguise you're wearing. So there are still some guys with torches here, that guy, who will see through our disguise, but other ones like this one here, you can walk right up to and just walk right past. Dark Ministrations. This old tomb is the perfect place to practice our craft. None will venture down here past the mine. The offerings are complete. The Lady of Nightmares has opened the way. We've been given our own small pocket of the sacred realm. Construction begins tonight to create a suitable temple in her honor. Once the temple is complete, we expect the realm will expand soon. The unspeakable sigils of consecration went just as we had hoped. My son will live forever at her side. Scamps, the smallest of her children, are appearing in the temple and deep in the mine. This can only be a sign of her love and favor. However, I had expected our pocket of oblivion to be twice the size it is now. Is the lady displeased with us? Some of us have hatched a plan to sacrifice more of the faithful. Surely that will capture her attention and earn our just reward. Bookshelf. Father of the Niben, Fragment 1. Incorporating Fragment 1, translated with the commentary by Florin Jalil. Introduction. Writing the biography of anyone is a challenge. Usually the problem lies in accessing one's sources, comparing the prejudice of one chronicle versus another. There is but one record of the man called Topal the Pilot, the earliest known Aldmiri explorer of Tamriel. Only 4 short verse fragments of the epic Father of the Niben have survived to present day, but they offer an interesting, if controversial, look at the Middle Mitheric era when Topal the Pilot may have sailed the seas around Tamriel. Though Father of the Niben is only written record of Topal's pilot's voyages, It is not only proof of his existence. Among the treasures of the great crystal tower of Somerset Isles are his crude but fascinating maps, his legacy to all of Tamriel. The translation of Aldmiri Udhendra Nibbin, father of the Nibbin, is my own, and I accept that other scholars may disagree with some of my choice of words. I cannot promise my translation lives up to the beauty of the original. I have only strived for simple coherence. So, Fragment 1. A second ship, the Pasquinel, manned by pilot Ilo, was to follow the southern pointing Waystone, and the third, the Nibbin, manned by pilot Topal, was to follow the northeast pointing Waystone. The orders from the Crystal Tower were to sail forth for 80 moons and then return to Tel. Oldie Nibbin returned to Firsthold, laden high with gold and spice and fur and strange creatures, dead and alive. Though alas, old Elenfoy Topel never found, he told the tales of the lands he had visited to the wonderment of all. For 66 days and nights he sailed over crashing waves of dire intent, past whirlpools, through mists that burned like fire, until he reached the mouth of a great bay, and he landed on a sun-kissed meadow of gentle dells. As he and his men rested, there came a fearsome howl, and hideous orcs streamed forth from the murky glen, cannibal teeth clotted with gore. For centuries, strange crystalline balls were unearthed at the sites of ancient Aldmeri shipwrecks and docks, peculiar artifacts and Metheric and Dawn eras that puzzled archaeologists until it was demonstrated that each had a tendency to rotate on its axis in a specific direction. There were 3 varieties, one that pointed southward, one that pointed northeast, and one that pointed northwest. It is not understood how they work, but they seemed attuned to particular lines of power. These are the waystones of the fragment, which each of the pilots used to point their craft in the direction they were assigned to go. A ship with the name not mentioned in the fragment took his vessel northwest, towards Thras and Yehuda. The Pasquinel took the southern waystone, and must have sailed down towards Paedonia. Topal in his northeast waystone found the mainland of Tamriel. It is clear from this fragment what the 3 ships were assigned to do: find a passage back to Old Elenfoy, so that the Aldmer now live in Somerset could learn what became of their old homeland. As this book is intended to be a study of Topal the pilot, there is scarcely room to dedicate to different theories of the Aldmeri exodus from Old Elenfoy. If I were using this poem as my only source, I would have to agree with the scholars who believe in the tradition that several ships left Old Elenfoy, and they were caught in a storm. Those who survived found their way to Somerset Isle, but without their waystones, they did not know what direction their homeland was. After all, what other explanation is there for 3 ships heading in the 3 opposite directions to find a place? Naturally, only one of the ships returned, and we do not know if either or both of the other 2 found Old Elenfoy, or perished at sea, or at the hands of the ancient Paedonians, Salad, or Yokuduns. We must assume, unless we think the Aldmer particularly idiotic, that at least one of them must have been pointing in the right direction. It may well have even been Topal, and he simply did not go northeast far enough. So Topal, setting sail from Firsthold, heads northeast, which coincidentally is the longest one can travel along the Abetian Sea without striking land of any kind. He had traveled straight east, he would have struck the mainland somewhere in what is now the Colovian west of Cyrodiil. In a few weeks he might have traveled southeast. He might have reached the hump of Valenwood in a few days. Our pilot, judging by his own and our modern maps, sailed in a straight line northeast through the Abetian Sea into the Iliac Bay, before touching ground somewhere near present-day Reach Grad Keep in 2 months' time. The rolling verdant hills of the southern High Rock are unmistakable in this verse, recognizable to anyone who has been there. The question, of course, is what is to be made of this apparent reference to orcs occupying the region? Tradition has it that the orcs were not born until after the Aldmer had settled in the mainland, that they sprang up as a distant race between the famous battle between the Trinimac and Boethia at the time of Ressedan. That was a long book. A lot of interesting lore, though. So that was the first. Got one over here. Tiny cracks cover the surface of this rune ward. It must have once thrummed with magical energy, but is now dark. Upon further inspection, you see a small note attached to its base. Read the note. Rulgutter, keep this runestone out of the mine. If you bring it near the unspeakable sigil, the portal closes. Then we're cut off from the relics. That means we don't get paid. If you don't understand, I'll start breaking fingers until you do. Take that. One more to go. Contract scroll. Memorandum of our contract. The Frostage pillagers are hereby engaged to find relics of power in Hosen's Folly and bring them to General Saren. Payment to be dependent on the nature of what is found. Down payment in gold has been offered and accepted. Be sure to warn your scouts. The cultists used an Old Nord tomb as their worship space. Those hairy bastards love to set traps in their burial mounds. Expect some flame traps or flaming sword blades. Cause as much trouble as you like. The more the better. Kill anyone you meet. General Saren. This one at least doesn't have multiple pages. The Song of Perennial, Volume 1. On his name. Editor's note, Volume 1 to 6 are taken from so-called Raman manuscript located. I think we read this one. Yeah, we already read this one. Alright.
Get lost!
I'm gonna lie. The boss wants me to check the relics we already found.
Quick, come inside. We've almost made it past the scans. I heard them say the portal is just beyond.
Thanks.
Who are you? Please don't hurt me. Guards! Intruder!
And there's those flame traps they were talking about. Does make it real easy when you can walk past all the guys. We have two people there. Sheesh. Alright, this is not important, so I'm not gonna bother reading it. Alright, so next we gotta bypass our fire traps. We also have some scamps. What I am gonna do... So I forgot to do it beforehand. Unequipped our disguise, because if we get hit while wearing the disguise, it is removed. So I think what I'll do is only read out the important bookshelf missives, because otherwise that's going to be a lot of reading. Nothing. Just talking a little bit about Boethia. We already read that one. And the way the game is set up too, if you're ever interested in, you do have a lore library, which you can go back and reread all sorts books. So we got 2 books on the Daedric cultists, and you can go back and basically reread any of the items that you've previously gone and collected. Disguise back on.
So, what did you find out?
Well, these bandits were contracted by the Daggerfall Covenant to seal a Daedric artifact.
A Covenant contract? I smell a distraction. That ship we spotted might be the start of an invasion. We've got to get back to the village.
I completed the quest.
Orc-loving Covenant cowards.
What now, Sane?
You found the evidence. The Covenant sent these bandits, and that means trouble. I'll head back and warn Captain Rana. You'll need to find as many missing people as possible.
Alright, I'll find as many as I can. That's one thing we did already. Was we went and found a lot of these villagers. There are still a few left. And it did point out here we got Sky Shard Barrow. And we don't want to evacuate just yet, so we're going to head over to that Sky Shard Barrow. Start up that one. Here, get rid of that disguise. sent to investigate, and here's our next quest.
Something has to be done about these undead.
How can I help?
The dead walk at Sky Shroud. There's an evil power radiating from within the shrine, but the door is locked. In the Skald's tales, every dragon shrine had a priest. If we could speak with Sky Shroud's priest, he could tell us how to get in.
So you're wanting to talk us to speak to a spirit? Is that what you mean?
If Shore is willing, yes. I brought a bag of incense to burn as an offering. The bone men got me before I could try the ritual. You might have better luck. What do you say?
Alright, well, give me the bag and I'll see what I can do.
I hope you have better luck at the shrine than I did. Watch yourself in there.
What can you tell me about this Sky Shard Barrow?
The barrow has been here for as long as anyone can remember. Legends say a cult of dragon worshippers built it, as well as the shrines like it on the mainland.
And no one has ever tried to get in?
Some folks have, mostly youngsters. Until recently, this place was haunted by dust and the occasional frostbite spider. Now, skeletons rise from their graves. Something has changed.
Good to know. Okay.
Maggot, you dare summon me?
I need your help, Spirit. How can I enter this barrow?
Can you comprehend the power I once had? Why should I help you with anything?
Well, because someone has desecrated your shrine.
Yes, I can sense them. Some worm defiled this place. You are now my will incarnate, mortal. Enter the barrow and kill this worm.
I would love to. How do I get into the barrow?
You need to ask Bath. Once everyone knew the ritual. 3 runestones unlock the door. They're placed in prominent positions around the shrine. Find them and put them on their pedestals around the door. Then you'll gain entrance. Now go.
Alright. And if you're wondering how I'm able to sneak around so well, I have actually 2 sets on that really helps in this. I've got the Night Mother's Embrace set, which reduces the detection radius, and then I also have the Darlock Brace set, which again reduces the detection radius. Then wearing medium armor, and on top of that being Khajiit, it all adds up to making it quite easy to sneak past. Well, unfortunately, this guy here, we will have to kill. More so, unfortunately. Seems that each one of these pedestals has a unique guardian. Place them. And sneak on in. I still love that nobody could figure it out. There are 3 pedestals with this big symbol, and there's 3 symbols out there. Like, how could you not figure that out? Granted, those would be some pretty heavy discs.
I stand once more at the seat of my power. I am a spectre. A mere shade, forced to watch as a necromancer defiles my body. Kill him!
Well, don't need to tell me twice.
You'll never defeat the Covenant. Strike now!
You have fulfilled your purpose. Well done, worm.
We got ourselves in. Scroll banishment. Sephiroth Charnas, the vile practitioner of necromancy, is forbidden within the Lion Guard. You are hereby banished from government domains. You have been remanded to General Saren. He is traveling south on a military campaign. He may use you as an asset in any way he sees fit. May Akatosh have mercy on your soul. Lord General Avros. Alright, so now that we've done that, you also notice that these skeletons are no longer considered an enemy, which is attack on sight. Rather, they're yellow, so if we attack them, they're still going to fight us, but other than that, they're going to leave us alone.
The undead are gone. What did you do?
Well, I found evidence of a necromancer that was working with the Covenant.
The Covenant here? Troll's blood, I have to warn the village. I'll head back. See if you can find any of the other villages on the island. We may have to evacuate soon.
You probably will. Well, we got 2 of those quests done for 2 people. We do have 1 more to go, which is way up here at Porky's Hollow. But we'll get to that in the next video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one all.